Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the TV6 Digital Desk live stream. My name is Molly Birch, and I'll be taking you through a recap of today's headlines. This stream runs every night starting at 8/7 Central Time from Sunday to Thursday. Feel free to comment and ask any questions you have in the chat as you feel like it. I'll do my best to keep an eye on those comment sections and answer your questions as we go and after the stream as well. With all of that business out of the way, let's take a look at our first story for tonight. In a health alert from 2022 to 2023, opioid overdose deaths went down in Michigan. Michigan Chief Medical Executive Dr. Natasha Bagdasarian says this reverses the trend of rising overdose deaths in the state since the early 2000s. Dr. Bagdasarian says harm reduction practices like testing drugs for fentanyl and access to naloxone or Narcan have been important in this decrease. Though a step in the right direction, she wants people to remember what these statistics really show.
And we have to remember that those 3,000 people are folks, children, and parents, and siblings, and neighbors, and community members. So there is a story behind all of those numbers. These are all real human beings.
Though preliminary, Dr. Bagdasarian says overdose deaths in Michigan seem to be falling again this year. And in new developments, a Delta County hospital is expanding healthcare services for women. OSF St. Francis Hospital and Medical Group has 2 new OBGYNs in its women's center. The center also added a certified nurse midwife and a nurse practitioner. The director of physicians' offices says now women won't have to wait months for an appointment.
You can call and get in a week. We also offer some services out in the Powers area now. So we have a family practice clinic out there, and we are sending one of our nurse practitioners out a couple times a month just to offer a service a little closer to home.
The center now offers Saturday appointments from 8 in the morning until noon. To schedule one, go to uppermichigansource.com or the TV6 and Fox UP mobile news app. With tomorrow being the opening day of firearm deer season, some Upper Peninsula schools will close in anticipation of low attendance. And for the first time in a long time, Negaunee Public Schools is joining in on that tradition. The school's superintendent says it's not just student attendance that fuels this decision, but teacher attendance as well. He says since opening day lands on a Friday, it makes sense.
He said if it ever lands on a Friday or a Monday, we'll have that be a scheduled break day. That way the teachers can take it off without having to burn a day. Students can take it off without having to worry about making up homework. And principals, of course, won't be pulling their hair out trying to figure out how to fill a schedule.
For those heading out to the woods tomorrow, Skewis says he hopes you have a safe opening day. And with opening day of firearm deer season tomorrow, TV6's Iron Mountain Kingsford Bureau reporter Blake Ryerson shares how important hunters are to Dickinson County businesses.
For businesses like Hardcore Outfitters, the hunting season is a busy time. The hunting outlet sells hunting equipment, clothing, and deer bait. Hardcore Outfitters store manager Philip Galeazzi says the store has been humming with activity for months.
We see a lot of traffic, probably starting in like September for hunters, and it probably doesn't end until early December. Out of state customers come up. More towards rifle season, Thanksgiving, around there.
As hunters pick up last-minute supplies, Galeazzi says Dickinson County has a strong hunting culture.
Hunting is a huge part of my life. I mean, I've been doing it since I was probably 6 years old. I grew up, rifle season being at camp every weekend and bow hunting, and it's a big part of my life, and it seems like it's a big part of everybody's life in the community as well.
It's not just hunting-focused businesses seeing increased traffic thanks to deer hunters. Hunters regularly book rooms for this weekend at Pine Mountain Resort. The resort recently added 17 cabins to handle increased demand. Pine Mountain sales and events manager Kayla Meyer says it gives hunters the woodsy experience with added convenience.
I think people are looking for something different, or maybe they don't have a large group of guys to go up to camp with. And so we offer, the backwoods experience, and you're a little bit out of town, of course. And of course, we have the convenience of the famous restaurant.
Cabin booking opens this December. Blake Ryerson, TV6 News, Iron Mountain.
Thank you, Blake. right now, the latest updates about ORV trails in the UP is out. The Michigan DNR wants you to comment on the additions. Each year, the DNR takes inventory of forest roads across the state. Based on the conditions of the roads and state regulations, trails can be added or removed. The Western UP District Manager says this year has been business as usual, and you shouldn't expect many changes.
There's no real big changes this year. You know, every year there's a few miles that get added and some that get taken away, but it's nothing drastic. Most of it right now, because we've been doing this for, you know, almost 8 years, it's right now we're kind of at a data cleanup phase.
If you have any comments or insight about the forest road system, you can find a link to comment on uppermichigansource.com or the TV6 and Fox UP mobile news app, and you can comment until December 1st. As winter approaches, you might be getting in the mood for some frozen fun. In the Lawrence community, there's a major change coming to a skating arena. TV6's Houghton Hancock Bureau reporter Colin Jackson tells us about how this change was years in the making.
This investment, working with the state to make this happen, is very important to the community and will be here to benefit community members for decades to come.
The Meadowbrook Arena in Lawrence has successfully replaced its ice rink boards after 2 years of work. The $300,000 project was supported by a Michigan DNR Recreation Passport grant in 2002, worth $150,000.
This set of boards and glass we have here were specifically designed and built for this arena and for our ice sheet here.
Becker Arena Products, the contractor for the project, makes walls and glass for the NHL and college rinks. These new boards replace aging boards originally used at the Lakeview Arena in Marquette. They were bought and installed in the Meadowbrook Arena in the mid-1990s. In the years leading up to the installation, Lefebvre says the old boards got beaten up. This became even more apparent as the old boards were removed.
There were spots where there was braces that were broke. Along the bleachers, there was cracks in the boards that we never discovered underneath. There's places where the glass was held up that was pretty cracked.
Turpinen says that during hockey games, glass would fall out and the rink doors would pop open sometimes. But he says these boards won't have that problem.
It's great for the community, for one. All the doors shut properly now. There's no maintenance to these new boards going in. After time they will, maybe a little tweak here and there, but other than that, no.
The funding also helped install ADA parking outside the rink. The village thanks all volunteers and area businesses with helping paint parts of the arena and preparing it for a very special season of skating. Colin Jackson, TV6 News, Lawrence.
Thank you, Colin. Finally tonight on the TV6 Digital Desk live stream, a short-term vacation rental business in the Keweenaw is celebrating 5 years of business. Keweenaw Castle Resort owner Nancy DeForge originally purchased the resort as a home for her family, including her mom. However, it was too remote for her mother, and the left wing of the house became unused. This sparked the idea to create the business. Today, the 4-suite resort includes a massage room, a sauna, and a 14-person swim spa that was installed this year. According to DeForge, she started the business from scratch and from the business name to what the platforms use.
Didn't even really know if there was demand in the Keweenaw, and we quickly found out that there's a big demand. We were having a lot of people come up who didn't make reservations and didn't have another place to stay initially, so that was also interesting.
The resort is also holding a sale for its anniversary. For the resort's winter season, which runs through April, the last night of any 3, 4, or 5 night stay will be free. And that's all the stories we have for you tonight. Thank you for joining me here live at the TV6 Digital Desk. If you have a story idea you think we should report on, feel free to contact us at any time. These are a few easy ways to get a hold of both myself and others in the newsroom. And again, you can contact us at any time. We would love to hear from you and what's happening in your community. Thank you all again for joining me live at the TV6 Digital Desk. Have a great rest of your night and a great weekend.